Hello, it's Rebecca and today is another book review day, and this is my 32nd book that I've been reading for the 2015 reading challenge. I will put a little link down below in the description box to explain what the challenge is about, but basically it's to read 52 books over the year, with each book coming from a different category. And the book that I've been reading this time comes from the category of a classic romance. Now, before I start, I have to make a confession. I've made a little bit of a boo-boo with this one. I chose this book, which I will tell you about in a second, because from the classic romances that I've read, I didn't want to put myself through another one. Pride and Prejudice, Sense and Sensibility, Emma, any Bronte/Austen. Oh, I love him. Oh, but he loves her. Oh, let's go to a ball. Oh, but I love him, but he loves her. Oh, what should we do today? I know, let's go to a ball. I cannot read another romance like that. It's just too difficult. So I did a little bit of a Google search and found a book that I haven't read that I was quite interested in reading. And that was Little Women by Louisa Alcott. Now, I've been trying to borrow all of my books from the library for this challenge, and so I searched for Little Women and ordered this copy, and it said it was a children's copy, but all of them were children's copies, and I didn't think anything of it because some books are classed as children's literature, others are classed as adult literature. So I'm reading and I'm thinking, where's the romance? Where's this romance that's supposed to be going on? Because when I Google searched it, it said that there was a romance or romances in this book. And while I was reading it, my mum said to me, "Why are you reading a children's copy? Why aren't you reading the full copy?" And I said, "This is the full copy. What are you talking about?" And I was getting closer and closer to the end. And I thought, I'll just do a little bit more research, because when I was researching originally, I didn't want to find out anything that had happened in the story, because I wanted to read it and find out for myself while reading it. And while researching, I found out that this children's copy is only half of the original text. So there is a lot more that comes after it that I didn't realise, and I guess that's where all the romance is. But this took me so long to read. I don't know why. I enjoyed it, and I did find it very interesting, but I really, right now, don't feel like reading the second part of the story, because this did take me so long. So, although I say I've read Little Women, I clearly haven't read all of it, and my review can only be given on this copy that I have read. So I do apologise. I should have realised after reading this very, very short blurb, which I will now share with you. Meet the March sisters, Meg, Jo, Beth and Amy. Like all sisters, they don't always get on, but they do know that when the going gets tough, they can always count on each other. That's it. And I know it's a classic book, and I assumed there would be more of a blurb, but it's written for children, or this is the children's copy. I don't know if it's an edited copy or bits have been cut out. I don't know. But I do feel a bit silly for not realising that there was a lot more to come after this. But I apologise. I'm sorry for that really long introduction, but I just feel very kind of drained. I think this took me so long because this past week I've been ill and not kind of concentrating on things properly. But anyway, I did like it. It's just a very sweet story about four sisters who live with their mother. Their father is away at war, and they are just trying to cope with life without the father, doing jobs and trying to enjoy themselves as children, but also having to earn money, help around the house, and do things to help their mother keep everything in order while their father is away. Now, I'm an only child, so I don't know what it's like to have siblings, but from what I can imagine, these girls go through what siblings do go through. There's bickering and fights, and things get stolen and broken, and they're mean to each other, but they love each other really. So it shows a nice, what I would consider realistic view of what families are like when there are a lot of children there. I was, excuse me, still ill. There was a little bit of a romance brewing, and I don't know if this continues on into the second part of the book, but one of the sisters, Jo, she is a bit of a tomboy. She likes to do messy things and climb and explore and all the things that her other three sisters don't like doing. They're very prim and proper. And Jo meets a boy next door called Laurie, and they're still quite young, and I guess because it's a children's copy, they didn't want to include anything with adult themes, I'm guessing. I will get around to reading the second part, I promise, but for now, this is just what I imagine. And they get on really well, Laurie and Jo, and there is a little bit of flirting, kind of childhood flirting. Well, they're not children, they're teenagers, but they mess around together and they have a relationship that looks like it could blossom into something more. So that's where I was thinking, oh, the romance is going to come. This is what the romance they were talking about when I Google searched. And then towards the end, the girl's father becomes unwell while he's away at war, and the mother has to go and collect him. And he has somebody taking care of him called John Brooke, and he's, you know, very kind, very nice young man. And he falls in love with one of the other sisters, Meg. And at the end of the book, they've got engaged. So again, I'm assuming what happens with them would carry on into the second half of the book. So although I must have read the watered-down, child-friendly version, there were little romances going on. I could see things were going to develop. I'm a little bit disappointed that I didn't find out what it was, but that's just, I should have done my research a little bit better, so I do feel a bit silly about it. But this children's version is certainly worth a read, and I'm assuming that what follows on afterwards, if I can find a copy of the entire manuscript, will be worth a read. So I'm glad I chose this one for a romance, because it was nothing like the Austen and the Brontes and that kind of stuff. No offence if you do like those, I just can't get on with them. So glad I chose this one, even if I chose a little bit wrong. Put it down to me being ill, not me being an idiot. Again, really sorry. So if you would like to hear any of my other book reviews, then please subscribe to my channel. I put new videos out every time I've read a book. Occasionally I give out writing advice and talk about my own writing and other bits and pieces. So if you're interested in any of that, then please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you soon. Have a good day.